my gun.
This is for fighting, this is for fun.
This is my rifle. This is my gun.
This is for fighting, this is for fun.
This is my rifle. This is my gun.
Some time ago, I was on a bus. It pulled up to a curb. It was full of boys and their gear, and somewhere out that window was the rest of our lives. Then that door opened, and the biggest, meanest drill sergeant I'd ever laid eyes on climbs onto that bus, fills the whole aisle like he was poured into it, and he says these 4 words: "Get off my bus." And we tried. We tried like a litter of barn cats trying to get out a screen door all at once. That was my personal introduction to drill sergeants and basic training. And the next 2 hours were the scariest 2 hours of my young life. But today, we're going to talk about basic training and the men who run it. This here is 9 pictures ranked by how close they got to the real art and to the terror that man gave me. Okay, it's time to move, privates. Let's go.
Swafford. Sir, yes, sir! You the maggot whose father served in Vietnam? Sir, yes, sir! Outstanding! Did he have the balls to die there? Sir, no, sir! Too fucking bad!
Sam Mendes opens Jarhead with a Marine boot camp section that runs about 3 minutes. Yeah, about 3 minutes. And Jake Gyllenhaal's Anthony Swafford gets shouted at by a DI we never see again. He gets his head shaved, he gets his rifle, and the picture skips ahead to Saudi Arabia. The whole boot camp experience compressed into a hard cut.
Get on your face and give me 25 for every time she gets f***ed this month. Down on your face!
It was shortly after meeting drill instructor Fitch that I realized that joining the Marine Corps might have been a bad decision.
The picture goes another 2 hours without him. Roger Deakins, he shot this, which is probably the only reason a war movie with no war in it is worth looking at. Jamie Foxx, he shows up later as Staff Sergeant Sykes. He's not technically a DI, more of a platoon sergeant figure in the field, and he carries the residue of basic. The volume, the cadence. Marines who sat in front of a real one say Fox, he hits the chord.
I told you to keep your fucking head down. If you listen to me, you will still be fucking alive right now, stupid fuck!
This sits at the bottom because the basic training portion is just a flyby. No barracks scenes, no drill yard, no moment where a DI breaks a recruit. Mendes is interested in what happens to a man 6 months after the DI is done with him, sitting in a hole in Saudi Arabia, waiting on a war that never comes.
Thanks, man. Hey, listen up. The wind's changed. We moving out this shit. Let's move. I came here to fight.
But those 3 minutes, they're pretty good. The shave and the shock and the drop duffel. If you've been through it, you'll flinch.
Sounds that you are hearing are live round. You will get the fear out of you. Keep moving. If you pick your head up, you will get fucked up. Find out if we have some bitch in you. You guys crawl like old people fuck.
The next sorry dick that tries a stunt like that would get my size 14 deltas so far up their ass they'll choke on my boot heel. Do you understand?
Yes, I did.
Now I gotta level with you up front. Tigerland, it ain't boot camp. It's a step after. AIT, Advanced Individual Training, sometimes known as Advanced Infantry Training based on where you're from, at Fort Polk, Louisiana in 1971. And the boys in this picture have already been through basic.
Welcome to the infantry, gentlemen. Now, no matter where you did your basic, either here at Fort Polk or elsewhere, rest assured that we train the proudest, the toughest, the best equipped soldiers on the planet.
The swamp, the Army built to make it look like the Mekong Delta. 8 weeks of mock villages, mock ambushes, some mock VC, and some very real heat.
You'll find everything done exactly as it is done over there. You will search and destroy, hunt and kill. You will move by chopper to secure whatever area is deemed necessary. You'll be allowed 1 hour sleep a night. Minor mistakes will pay back major punishment.
Now that said, the training environment in this picture is some of the best you're going to see anywhere. Joel Schumacher, you know, the same Joel Schumacher who 4 years earlier put nipples on the bat suit, shot the whole thing handheld on a 16mm. No light kit, and you feel the heat, the bugs, And the fact that that 40-pound ruck starts arguing with your spine 3 miles in.
Practice how to stay alive. I know how you feel. I know what you're thinking. I've been there myself. You're thinking that you'll be the one to go somewhere safe. You'll be the one to luck out. Tigerland, gentlemen, is where you stop bullshitting yourself.
Colin Farrell, this is his first American picture, and he plays Roland Boz, a Texas boy who knows exactly where he's headed when this is over.
Mexico, that's where I'd disappear to. Can't you just smell it, Paxton? All that sunshine, tequila, all those little senoritas walking around.
The DIs here are supporting rather than leading, but the men playing the cadre, they know the rhythm. They yell at the right intervals, they go quiet at the right moments, and quiet drill sergeants are the scariest ones alive, more so than the loud ones.
He's dead! And you can't bury him. Do you know why?
Why, Sarge?
Because you're dead too! You're all dead! You're dead because you don't know how to fire weapons on semi-automatic.
Tigerland gets in because it captures something most boot camp pictures miss. The deep bone exhaustion of training that has gone on too long under a sun that just won't quit.
Ceasefire! Ceasefire!
This is your front. This is your rear. This is your right. And this... Now you're learning, boyo. Company, forward, march. To one.
Of the 600 men of the 54th Massachusetts who attacked Fort Wagner back in July of 1863, almost half of them didn't even come back. And that's the number the Sergeant Major was working with the whole time he was drilling them men. Edwards Vick's Glory shows you about 15 minutes of training at Camp Meigs outside of Boston. He's showing you bayonet drills, marching formations, manual of arms. And these men, most of them who were recently freed slaves, are learning on Springfield muskets that some of them had never even seen a week earlier.
Son, take his head off.
John Finn, he plays Mulcahy, who's a white Irish immigrant NCO, and he's about as hard as a brick wall. And there's this one scene at the bayonet drill where Mulcahy lays into Thomas, calls him boy, and butts him in the gut with the rifle stock, dropping him in the dirt, and just yelling at him to get up. No shame, son. Just get up.
No shame, son. Get up.
I said get up!
Nigga forgot to duck, that's all.
Now you watch this in 1989, you think you're watching a cruel man. Then Thomas, he gets to Fort Wagner and runs a Confederate soldier through with his bayonet using the exact movements Mulcahy beat into him. And you understand. James Horner scored this picture, and during the training scenes he pulls the music all the way out. Boots, breath, Finn's voice, and nothing else. That's a craft.
Stick your chin up. Higher.
Now, to be honest with y'all, I had a problem with this picture when it came out in '86. It took me a while to come around to it, but come around I did. Heartbreak Ridge, it ain't a boot camp picture, properly speaking. Clint Eastwood, he plays Gunnery Sergeant Tom Highway, Marine NCO with Korea and Vietnam on his sleeve, who gets handed a sorry-looking recon platoon in order to make Marines out of him before Grenada lights up. Now these guys, they're already Marines, but Highway, he's running a remedial workup.
God, you ladies think you can slip and slide just because your last sergeant was a pussy. A short-timer who was just marking the days. Well, queer bait. You're gonna start acting like Marines right now.
Bayonet drills, live fire crawls, but he runs it the way a sergeant who came up before the political correctness got invented. You feel the DI in him. Same chord.
Strip off those t-shirts.
Gunny, we're all the same.
Same as me.
How the hell are we supposed to know what
You
kind of
improvise, you overcome, you adapt. Now get off those goddamn t-shirts now.
The Corps cooperate with Eastwood early on in this one. They loaned him Camp Pendleton, real recon Marines, the whole works. Then they watched the rough cut and decided Eastwood's character cussed too much and disobeyed too many lawful orders, and they yanked their endorsement before the premiere.
What's your assessment of this alert?
It's a clusterfuck.
Clint, he just kept going because that's what Clint does. Eastwood plays highway with a voice like a gravel truck downshifted into low gear. He growls every line, chewing tobacco. He hits a Marine in the face with the butt of his own rifle, and the picture treats it like education. Mario Van Peebles plays a smart aleck recruit named Stitch Jones, and the back and forth between him and Eastwood is the best two-hander Clint ever directed himself into. Every Marine I've ever talked to about this picture has, sooner or later, said, I had a highway. They didn't all use the rifle, but the man, they knew him.
This is the AK-47 assault rifle, the preferred weapon of your enemy. And it makes a distinctive sound when fired at you, so remember it.
Let me see your Indian war cry, son! I don't... What is your animal spirit? Are you a garter snake?
No, Sergeant!
Are you a chipmunk?
No, Sergeant!
Are you a dancing reindeer?
This here sentence I never expected to say, but Vince Vaughn, he gives one of the best drill instructor performances in American cinema. Now behind Ermey, but above Gossett, even above Eastwood, really, above just about everybody. Mel Gibson's 2016 picture, it tells the true story of Desmond Doss, played by Andrew Garfield. He's a Seventh-day Adventist, a conscientious objector who joined the Army in 1942, yet refused to touch a rifle and dragged 75 wounded men off the top of a cliff in Okinawa by himself. He's a real fella, got the Medal of Honor. The boot camp half of this picture is some of the best World War II era basic training ever put on film. We're in Fort Jackson, South Carolina, recreated in Australia. You got your wooden barracks, your iron racks, the rifle issuance line, some obstacle courses, even a bayonet pit. The first time a recruit screws up his rack and watches an NCO dump it on the floor, that's the right stuff right there. Anybody who's been through it will tell you they've seen that happen.
I won't touch a rifle, sir.
I'm not asking you, Private! That is a direct order from a company commander!
For God's sake, Doss. You stop this nonsense and quit.
And down in the middle of it all walks Vince Vaughn as Sergeant Howell. There is a scene where he walks the line doing a roll call of insults, where each recruit gets a different nickname based on his physical defects, his home state, or something he's wearing wrong. And that bit is funny right up until you realize he ain't making it up. That's the rhythm. Vaughn studied it, and you can hear it.
You are a very strange-looking individual, if you don't mind me saying so, Private. Name?
Andy Walker.
How long have you been dead, son?
Sir?
I am not sir! I am Sergeant Howell or Sarge! Sir, you say for useless people!
Then the picture turns hard. Howell stops being funny. He's got a soldier who won't pick up a gun and a war coming that won't care. The comedy man, he's gone. NCO is doing his job. It's cruelty as a kind of love. They won't say it by name. If you haven't yet, you should just go watch this film.
You're going home, Desmond. We've taken Hacksaw.
Sidney Furie made a Vietnam picture back in 1978, like 3 years after Saigon fell, and made it with a script that started where the war started, Marine Boot Camp at MCRD San Diego, 1967. The first 15 minutes of this picture, it's your bus, your shaving, your barracks, your first information, some PT, and your first inspection. The whole rite of passage, on film, like a documentary. What Furie also had was a former Marine drill instructor he'd hired as a technical consultant who couldn't keep his mouth shut. His name was Ronald Lee Ermey. He was the real deal DI, mid-60s, and he kept telling the actors that they were doing it all wrong. Fury eventually said, "Fine, you do it." And Ermey, he suited up, and he played Staff Sergeant Loyce, and the cinema drill sergeant got rewritten that afternoon.
Come on, get through there! Don't wait! Don't you wait for him! That's it, Private! Just knock him over on the troop!
God damn it, Washington! You just put two privates on a tripwire! You just wiped out everybody in a 50-meter radius!
The bus scene, Ermey climbing on board, informing the recruits that they had 30 seconds to grab their gear and get off his bus, and the last man off had better square his soul with God because his backside belongs to Ermey. That exact line, that is the prototype.
I am going to give you approximately 30 seconds to fall off of this bus, and God help the last man off, because you better give your soul to God because your ass is mine. Do you understand?
Yeah! I can't hear you! Yeah!
Every bus scene and every boot camp picture made since 1978 is a cover of Ermey's original recording, including the one Stanley Kubrick made 9 years later. And we'll get to that in a minute. Loyce, he ain't Hartman yet. He's softer around the edges. You know, real Marine playing a real Marine. Not a horror movie monster wearing Marine's clothes. The basic training scenes, like the obstacle course and the rifle range, gas chambers and rope climb, they feel like documentary footage with a script laid on top. The man on my bus in Alabama, he wasn't doing Hartman, he was doing Loyce. He just didn't know whose ghost he was channeling.
Get over there, Washington, quickly!
You're dead! The VC just heard you, and you're dead! And you can thank that man, Washington. Your instructors have been telling you for weeks.
I am not a you, boy. A you is a female sheep, boy. Is that what you think I am, boy?
No.
No, sir!
No, sir.
Louder, sweet pea!
No, sir!
Hey, you want to fuck me up the ass?
I think you all know the moment. The mud, the hose, and the crying. I got nowhere else to go. Now, I want to talk to you about the man on the other side of that hose and the training he ran. Louis Gossett Jr. won Best Supporting Actor for this picture. He was the first black man to win in that category, and he won because every man in that theater, whoever stood at attention in front of a real one, felt his stomach drop the second Gossett walked on screen.
Fall in! I said fall in, you slimy worms! Put your toes on the edge of that chalk line! I said put your toes on the edge of the chalk line, you slimy worm!
An Officer and a Gentleman from 1982. It's about an aviation officer candidate school at NAS Pensacola. AOCS, it ain't basic. Exactly. The standards, they're a bit different. The goal of a regular DI is to make a private. The goal of Gunnery Sergeant Foley is to make an officer somebody who can keep his head when 60 enlisted men under his command are dependent on him to think clearly while everything's on fire. It's a different bar, but the training depicted is still training. You got your obstacle courses, your survival pool, and the grinder. You even got your midnight inspections. The candidates looking like hell warmed over throughout this thing.
Come on, man, you're about as close to being office material as me.
Sir, this candidate believes it would make a good officer.
No way, Mayo, no way. You don't give a shit about anybody but yourself. And every one of your classmates knows it.
And Taylor Hackford shoots it all close and grimy. The DOR weekend is the famous one. Foley sprays Mayo with the hose, runs him in the rain, and sprays him again. Tries to break him into request and drop on request, which is quitting, and Mayo breaks, but the right way. I got nowhere else to go. One of the great surrender lines in American film.
I got nowhere else to go! I got nowhere else to go! I got nothing else.
Foley sees it, he stops, because the man Foley was trying to find inside Mayo just showed up. Gossett played Foley like a teacher. Loud, hard, but underneath the volume, there was a man who actually cared whether you made it. The volume was a tool. The man was a craftsman. This one's number 2. It could just as easily been number 1 in a different room.
Little baby sucking on his mama's head. Little baby sucking on his mama's head. Chemical.
Sir, you got a war face? Ah! That's a war face. Now let me see your war face. Ah! bullshit! You didn't convince me! Let me see your real war face! Ah! You don't scare me! Work on it!
Stanley Kubrick recreated a Marine boot camp at MCRD Paris Island on a soundstage in England, Pinewood Studios. He had palm trees imported from Spain for this thing. He had barracks dressed up like a Marine drill yard, and he shot the whole boot camp without ever leaving the UK. He had also hired Ronald Lee Ermey as a technical advisor. You know, the same one from Company C. When he saw a tape of Ermey improvising insults for like 15 minutes straight without repeating himself once, Kubrick pulled the actor he had cast as the drill sergeant and handed that role to Ermey and gave him permission to write his own dialogue.
You, John Wayne? Is this me?
Who said that? Who the fuck said that? Who's the slimy little communist shit twinkle-toed cocksucker down here who just signed his own death warrant?
Half the lines you remember from Full Metal Jacket's first act, Ermey wrote them while on set. Now, Stanley Kubrick, he's the man who shot like every scene 47 times and threw away 46 of them. That man turned the camera on Ronald Lee Ermey and just got out of his way. The first act is 45 minutes of basic training as a nightmare. The bus, the shave, the bunks, the renaming, and the rifleman's creed, the blanket party, the jelly donut scenes, all of them. Hartman discovers Pyle stole a donut, doesn't punish Pyle, punishes the whole platoon instead, and then watches the platoon do his work for him in the dark with bars of soap wrapped in towels.
Now get on your faces! Open your mouth! They're paying for it, you eat it!
3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
The obstacle course, the pugil sticks, the drill instruction, the latrine. I'm not going to describe what happens in the latrine. You've seen it, and you know. What Hartman is doing here, it ain't acting. It's a recovered memory. Ermey had been a real Marine drill instructor at MCRD San Diego back in the 60s. He drilled real recruits for real combat in real time. 22 years later, he stood on a Kubrick set and got to do it again on camera. He wasn't acting. He was just remembering.
Get your bunks made and get your uniforms on. Police call will commence in 2 minutes. Private Cowboy, Private Joker.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir.
As soon as you finish your bunks, I want you 2 turds to clean the head.
Sir, yes, sir.
I want...
Vincent D'Onofrio gained around 70 pounds to play Private Pyle, and that weight, it don't come off that easy. He gave Kubrick his body for that part, and his career took 5 years to recover.
What's this weapon's name, Private Pyle?
Sir, the private's weapon's name is Charlene, sir.
Private Pyle, you are definitely born again hard. Hell, I may even allow you to serve as a rifleman in my beloved Corps.
Sir, yes, sir.
There's not been a drill instructor scene shot since 1987 that has been measured against Hartman. There's not been a boot camp picture made since '87 that has been measured against this one. It's number 1. It's not even close.
What's your 6th general order?
Sir, the private's 6th general order is to receive and obey and pass on to the sentry who relieves me. All orders. Sir, the private's 6th general... Sir, the private has been instructed, but he does not know, sir.
You slimy scumbag, get on your face and give me 25.
Sir, aye, sir.
Every one of these pictures is trying to capture something most of the audience had never lived through. Had a real DI 6 inches from their face, never slept in a 60-man bay, and never ran a midnight fire guard. The ones who have, well, you know, you see one of those scenes done right, and something in your chest pulls for around here. Until next time, lock and load, partners, and keep the reels a-rolling.
You boys are handsome. You ladies look like models. In fact, I want your hair high and tight tomorrow morning. That's everybody. When you start...
Fire at will!